And one of the things you can do when you switch words around and ameliorate the truth is you can also change the nature of the tragedy. In, for example, the West Bank now, if you read, I'm not advising this, the New York Times, you'll find that the language of describing this reality has changed. For example, ever since Colin Powell told US diplomats, not to, when he was Secretary of State, not to use the word occupied territories, even though they were, but disputed territories, American newspapers refer to the disputed territories, meaning the Palestinian state to be. I don't think there's going to be a state, by the way. I have no doubts about that. We also notice that in many times you find that colonies for Israelis and Israelis only on Arab land are settlements or neighborhoods. The wall, which is now taller than the Berlin Wall and longer than the Berlin Wall, is called a fence or a security barrier. I like security barrier very much because that's exactly what the East Germans called the Berlin Wall. Now, the problem with this, for me, and I'm against all violence for any reason ever, is that if a Palestinian child chucks a stone, and you know his land is occupied, his father's land has been taken away for a neighborhood, for a colony or settlement, that there's a bloody great wall running through his property, you might understand why he throws the stone. But if he's chucking a stone because over a dispute, over a fence, a garden fence, something you could solve in a law court or over a cup of tea, then obviously that Palestinian is generically violent. So as we desemanticize the conflict by the use of words which we learned how to change way back as cub reporters, so we make the conflict more lethal, because we make the Palestinians a people without reason and without cause.